Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Here's your boy, Justin Wise, live in the house, guys. Hopefully you're all doing fantastic. Hopefully you guys are appreciating the new overlay stream that we have today. I was experimenting it with a little bit yesterday. But working really good, hard. Mike 500, good morning to you. Light Yagami in the house as always. Christian Debick. Let's see what we got here. Clipson Plexterfield. Very, very happy you guys could join me on this wonderful Wednesday morning when we are seeing a little bit of green in the screen. Malicious upload. Thank you for joining me. As always, how you doing, my man? MT Coiner, digging that beat. What is it? That is Ryan Little, West Coast, man. The link is in the description down below. Used with much love and much shout out to him. Sorry, guys. I normally don't vape on the stream. Highly unprofessional. However, running a little bit behind the day, so forgive me. Need a little bit of nicotine so I can concentrate today. So let's go ahead and start off how all the other boring YouTubers start off with. Let's just go check out CoinMarketCap. Mostly what I'm interested here is seeing is how far has the market cap fallen. All right, so we've got another sea of red for the most part in the cryptocurrencies. Do we have any 24-hour gainers? Let's see here. Factum still on a tear, up 14%. Mixin, never even heard of that, up 13.47%. Nexo, ARC, mostly some completely random stuff. Hypercash up 5%. Anything decent. Dash doing okay. PPT. Dogecoin up 1%. So yeah, nothing super crazy. Tether making a little bit of a try to climb back up, guys. Here at a 40. Less than a half a percentile run up, guys. Let's go and take a look at the entire market cap. $146 billion, guys. We've had quite a hit on the market cap. Let's go ahead and zoom in to our relevant periods and see how bad the decline was in market cap. So here we have September 12th. So let's just go to the beginning of the dip. And the beginning November 13th, we had a market cap of 211 billion. That first dump took us all the way down to 181 billion. So that's about $30 billion that exited just about overnight. Sideways accumulation where we have a little bit of rising and falling in market cap. And now, guys, we've fallen down to the bottom and we've seen another nice $40 billion chunk taken out. So overall, about 70 to 80 billion over the last week, just with the decline of Bitcoin. Looking at Bitcoin's dominance has risen again to 53.2%. So holding in there very, very strongly. 24-hour volume across all crypto exchanges has fallen as well. Let's zoom in here, but it's not looking too bad. Let's see. So here we have at the beginning of the dip, 24-hour volume was about $13 billion. That's a B. That's Billy with a B. Fell down to about, we're still hanging around there in about the 21 million. So about $10 million. And 24-hour volume has fallen off over the last week as well. Not super great. Not super great for the altcoins as well, because there's just not going to be enough follow through to push them up to the prices that we want them to as well. Chad Danoski says, grab some coffee. I got my coffee right here. Moritz Unseld said, good morning from Germany. Well, guten Morgen, mein Freund. Dankeschön. Ich weiß ein kleiner Deutsch. Denn meine Ex-Frau. All right, so CoinMarketCap, boring as always, nothing super great to look at. However, did you guys know this? I've known this for a while, but I just like pointing this out. This is interesting. Let's go to BTC, guys. And you guys want to talk about exchanges where it's being traded on. Did you know that the second top, well, yesterday it was Liquid, but look, we've got BitMEX. BitMEX always leading the charts with BTC trading exchange volume. We've got $4.73 billion in 24-hour volume on BitMEX, as it should be. Followed not even closely by Binance with your BTC USDT pairing. So looking at BTC USDT pairings on Binance would be fine. However, you have to take that into account. You're going to have a premium or discount depending on what exchange you're actually correlating on. If you're actually trading your Binance into stable coins on USDT, you have to remember the Tether FUD. I don't recommend doing that. But BTC JPY leading the charge there on Liquid. Yesterday, this was number 2, fallen down by $10 million today. And then, you've got Coinbenny. Bitfinex really down. Look, Bitfinex is taking a hit. Bitfinex all the way down in the number 5 spot, guys. This used to be Bitfinex just for the longest time. And Coinbase Pro leading us up here with only $200 million in 24-hour volume, guys. And let's look at the price differentiations in here. So Coinbase Pro current price 4,374. Bitfinex got a premium 4,515. Let's see here. Binance 4,445 and BitMEX 4,370. So again, you know, one of the nice things that we can do is we can go over here to Bitcoinity and we can look at price averaged across all exchanges, which is going to be quite nice. Where can I find that? No comparison. Oh, I just had this pulled up the other day, how I could see average price across all exchanges. Let me look that up. I have it linked. Here we go. And that link is right here. Take me to it, baby. Here we go. Average price and average volume across all exchanges. So average price right now at about 4.44K. All right. That makes sense to me. All right. And we look at this massive spike of volume and this down spike right here, guys. So looking at volume across all exchanges, we can see falling volume in this period of consolidation. Prior really hardcore to the so what's the time frames that we're looking at here? So this is just the day. We have a little bit of falling volume up into this accumulation area, letting us know that most likely we're going to experience a downtrend. This is where we have all retail buyers buy in, and then to their horror, price moves down on extremely high volatility. Price moves sideways. Again, shorters are entering into the market because they're absolutely convinced right here at this point in time, the lowest point around 4.42K. That price is going to go infinitely lower, and however, to their horror, price moves against them, because when you have all your retail longs entering into a position at a particular area, because remember the herd mentality, people are always trying to buy at the same time and sell at the same time. When you're talking about retail traders, they all tend to click that button simultaneously. It's just some kind of herd mentality thing, guys. But it's just, you know, the realistics of what we do. Now we've seen a pullback on lowered volume. Now I like to see that. All right. And now we've got another dump on fairly high volume, guys. And again, I talked about this yesterday. So let's go over to the charts and take a look real quick. And the last time we were looking at this, guys, this beautiful 15-minute chart on Coinbase, yesterday when we were talking, I believed we were right about here. And what was I saying, guys? I was saying that this looks like an opportunity where price is going to be able to go higher. So yesterday, actually, we started talking around here, okay? When we got the recovery, I said, guys, this is starting to look more like an opportunity where we can actually get a recovery bounce from here, guys, or at least enter into a period of sideways consolidation. And what did we see here? We saw a stop loss hunt down below support. So this is nice. Now there's a couple ways that this can play out, guys. There's a couple ways this can play out. This can play out as a redistribution period, where we're getting in this case, where we're getting a selling climax. If it's redistribution, selling climax, and then we have a test of supply. This is our show of weakness, and now we're moving back up. Really, we won't know until these upper horizontal support and levels get broken here. So we see that we are not able to break this period, this high volume node right here at this area. And that high volume node is just, let's draw the line of best fit. So it's going to be right about here. So unless we're able to get above this region, we're still moving to the downside. However, a break above this region, and then if we're able to follow up with a break above this region, I start to feel much more bullish about where we're going to go. On the 15-minute chart, you can see that we're still, our 55 EMAs are not helping us out so much. We got a fake breakout at this point in time, fell back below it, got rejected from the 55 EMA, and fell back down for that stop loss hunt to access liquidity. And that's the sign. That's the sign that makes me feel very bullish, because that's very different than what we saw up here, guys. That's very different than what we saw up here. It's very different than what we saw up here at this period in time. And let's see here if we go back up. So here we are in the November. Very different from what we saw up here, guys. All right, very different from what we saw up here. We saw that stab down, and we saw a little bit of sideways movement, and then a dump, and then again you had accessing liquidity for individuals to go long on. They went long, but absolutely at the wrong time. The longs all piled in at this point right here, and you can see the spike in longs. And then what's funny is that the longs continued to skyrocket. Here's the longs right here. The longs continued to skyrocket on this entire decline. And it was not until, this is what I was talking about yesterday, it was not until the longs actually capitulated. The longs actually capitulated on this spike right down. and then price was finally able to move back up. And what have the longs done since then? Well, longs reached their absolute lowest right here at this point in time. Longs completely exited. Now, this is Bitfinex data, and there was some interesting information yesterday that there was a whale who covered about 5,000 Bitcoin positions with his own margin. So he claimed them. And the way that that works is that, say you have a leveraged position open and you want to stay in that long, what you can do is you can actually cover your leveraged margin with your own, you cover your leverage with your own margin and maintain your position open, but no longer as a leveraged position, but as a spot position, which, you know, in a sense is a 1x long position. So that's a fairly bullish sign. You know, again, that's just a retail trader. So we're not basing our psychology off. That's not Satoshi Nakamoto, for God's sakes. We don't know that he knows anything that he's talking about. However, what's interesting is that somebody felt the need to do that at that point in time. So that could lead to a bullish bias in how we're evaluating our sentiment. Does that mean that the bottom's in if an individual is canceling out of his long and actually entering into a spot buy right here? Could be. Now, is this the area where I really think is the best place to go long from? No, and I'll be why. Normally, we are looking for these amazing opportunities to go long, especially like this right here. We look at this absolute outlier in volume on this massive spike downwards. Then we get that nice hammer candle following up with it on pretty good green volume, and then the volume continues to pour in. We have increasing volume on the movement upwards, lowering volume on pullbacks, increasing volume on. If we look in here, let me zoom in on volume so you guys can see a little bit more closely what I'm talking about. So look, the volume is declining on the pullbacks, okay, as we see. The volume is rising on the movements upwards. And here sorry. I'm measuring the wrong part of the area, okay? So here we have the selling climax, which this, again, typically looks like a reversal. So what do we see? We have a lot of panicked sellers right here entering into short positions, okay? Price immediately moves against them because this is a spike in volume, and this is where a lot of shorts entered into the market because almost all retail traders always tend to short at the absolute worst time. Price, to their horror, moves against them. They probably have their stop losses set right here where we see stops get triggered. We see a massive spike up in price because shorts are covering, and that is accelerating the growth of price upwards, and that has now established for us some new horizontal supports and resistances. However, once we broke above this level, it became support, and we reach resistance right here at really at the bottom of this high volume node in this range right here, and that's going to be acting as for right now, our primary area of support up at that 47.52 area, guys. Now, I really would like for us to get back up here and test these $5,200 levels, but again, we're gonna have to take things one step at a time, one Satoshi at a time. We're developing horizontal support and resistances. We're looking at our EMAs on our higher time frames, and we've just got to start getting toward them. As always, looking at sentiment data and volatility, guys. So I have replaced the MACD with a volatility indicator up here. I spent some time last night talking with a fantastic Pine coder, M59. I'd like to bring him on the show. We talked about that a little bit. He does have some. He's got a busy holiday weekend coming up, as do we all. So hopefully, looking forward to bringing him on the show. He does a fantastic job with Pine, and if you guys are looking for somebody, kind of a Pine wizard for hire, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to help you guys out. But his scripts are fantastic. He is actually the one who wrote this volatility channel index. He's also the one that wrote this longs and shorts, which has some, fantastic features, guys. Just looking at this BFX LS, we can set it to longs percentages. We can set it to long shorts. Delta is also a fantastic, when he was showing me his charts last night when we were streaming, he was showing me some fantastic ways that he uses this indicator. Now, again, I don't like to go off half-cocked and show indicators that I am not 100% mastered on, so I understand how to use longs and shorts to my advantage. However, his delta feature is fascinating to me, and to give you a little bit of an idea of what that looks like, let's go ahead and close that one out, the old one that I was using by TV Turner, and we will pull out this one right here. And this one we're going to go actually move, because I will basically show you how he was doing it. Once it compiles, sorry, it takes forever. Tomorrow, we might get this by tomorrow, maybe. Oh, maybe. Going over to my editor, yeah. And let's see here. Let's get a little bit of remember, guys, you guys know what we want in the world. You guys know that we want a little bit of this coming back from Bitcoin.
Honey Badger don't care. Honey Badger don't give a shit. It just takes what it wants.
That's what we need, guys. We need a little bit more Honey Badger back in our lives. A little bit more Honey Badger coming back in our lives, guys. That's what we're looking for. And we see that Honey Badger is struggling to make it up there, man. It was, Honey Badger struggling to make it up there, guys. And again, I want to talk about, one of the things about like longs and shorts entering at the absolutely worst time. You can tell that this is where a lot of shorts entered into the market, and this is where a lot of shorts entered into the market. And what do they figure out? I mean, what do they find out as soon as like price moves against them,
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
They figure that out fairly quickly, guys. So yeah, man. So the way that maybe I can zoom that out, make it a little bit more prettier. Here's our net longs, and here's our net shorts. All right, guys. So we can see that at this moment in time, we do have shorts still in the dominance. Shorts did start dropping off. Shorts peaked, as we can see, right at this level right here. And shorts have been dropping off as price has been moving upwards. Still pretty much on a downtrend, trying to peak up a little bit right here. But now we have this horizontal resistance on the longs. I don't think they'll probably be able to get over to look at it. But when we go over to our prettier charts, Bitfinex longs versus shorts, we'll be able to see in a little bit more detail. All right, cool. So we do have that that BFXLS right here. Cool. Now let's change this so I can showcase this feature that I think is pretty fantastic. All right, so we're going to look at, where the heck is it? Delta. All right. And buys and sells. Buys and sells Delta. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Let that load. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Thank you guys. Hey, by the way, I apologize for the stream yesterday. I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life yesterday. A lot of stress. I appreciate you guys for supporting the show and hanging out with me. And we're going to make it up to you guys today with a really fantastic show. So while all that's... All right, excellent, cool. Now we have loaded this. And what I'd like to do is move this baby on up so we can see it. Boom. There we go. Check that out. So now what this delta is going to do for us is this delta is going to be able to pinpoint candles where there was significant buying and or selling taking place. All right, and this is going to be areas where we're looking for key points to turn in the market, guys. So as we can see right here, not a relatively high number of buying right here, high amount of selling right here, but look at this outlier right here. A lot of shorting entering into the market right here at this point in time. And as we can see, that was an excellent place to short and price moves around, all right? But the way that you are traditionally looking to use this is you're looking to do the opposite of what retail traders are doing. So we can see here, for example, that on this candlestick right here, you've got an outlier of selling, and that is probably that price moved up. So you see sometimes retail does get it right, but let's look for it the buying, for example, because we know we're in a dominant downtrend. So the sellers have been to the most part right. But look at everybody that buys on this candle, and they become trapped buyers at this region, okay? And that's why I had marked this as the period of resistance, because how impossible is it going to be over? Look at that massive spike in buying on this candlestick right here, all right? So that's this range. This candlestick range right here is now going to act as resistance, okay? We see the exact same thing on this candlestick. So we had a lot of buying coming into the market here and here, so right around this range. So how hard is it going to be for price to make it over this range? Because you have all these trapped buyers who, once price moves back up into their buy zone, are going to be happy to sell because they don't want to sell at a loss. And what do we see over here? Do we see price ever make it up? No, we see one test, and it's a wick stop loss hunt up there because people just have their limit orders set right there, and they immediately get rejected. Same over here. This was probably a fairly high volume spike in buying right here. Yeah, it's a pretty significant spike in buying right there, but they're just not absolutely, they just get completely crushed by the limit order and no chance whatsoever. And look again, when we actually do, I mean, this was poignant. You can point this out. So here we have all the trapped buyers who bought in masse. I mean, look at this really massive spike. Oh, you guys can't see it as well as I do. I'm kind of covering it up. Sorry. All right. So look at this massive spike in buying that we're seeing right here in these candles. Okay. So that is why this area is going to act as resistance. And when we get back over here, here was where I had re-entered into my short, guys, for those of you who were watching on the live stream. So we had this massive, if you guys recall from a few days ago, during the live stream, I do set hard stops on BitMEX when I'm doing the live streams. I normally don't like hard stops, but I had set a hard stop at 5,600. I got stopped out, and then I immediately re-entered into my short on the stream when I saw this candle formation, and understanding that this area was going to be acting as extremely strong resistance. And what do we get immediately after that? Price dropped. And for the people in the premium subscription service, I think they're doing pretty fantastic right now, guys. We did take a little bit of profit right here. I'm not going to lie. We took a little bit of profit, entered into this consolidation zone, and yeah, so the ones, so from 3 to 10x leverage. Now, I was pretty open about the amount of leverage that I used because of the position size that I'm able to take. So I entered into a 3x leverage at this point in time. However, I know several of the subscribers, they entered at multiple points throughout all of here. And I just kept saying over and over again, guys, just look for an overbought area. Look for an area where you see a long price tail to the upside and a little bit of a brief rally on volume. And look for that as an opportunity to enter into your short. Enter your short on green and exit out of your short on red, guys. And so we're still in this baby, man. We're still in this baby. Now it's starting to look like we can get a little bit of a recovery, and I did take about 60% of my profit off the table right on this candle right here, guys. So I've got 40% of my short position held open, and I'm just going to wait and see because, it doesn't matter to me. I'm willing to catch the body and miss the heads and tails. So if we do start spiking up, I'd say if we make it above, let's zoom out to a higher time frame and see what I think is more valid. So again, on the hourly time frame, we've got the critical area that I'm watching right here on the hourly time frame is our 55 period moving average. Right now, our 55 period moving average is around 46.52. If we are able to close an hourly candle above that, then I will start to feel like this is something that we need to start looking at. Now, looking at our Fisher transform, looking for divergence. Do we see anything critical? Okay, so let's see here. We've got price making a lower low and a higher low. Let's see here, lower low, higher low, confirmation there. We did have bullish divergence over here. I pointed this out in the chat last night. Let's bring volume down so we can see that. I've got to get that figured out, guys. Volume is really pissing me off right now. So we've got a lower low here, and and that's confirmed by RSI being oversold. And then we form a significantly higher low right here, and we get that nice, let's see, making sure I'm getting the right area. Yep, okay, cool. Cancel, move back, fuck yourself. And right here, yep, we get that nice bullish divergence. I had charted this out in the chart last night. That's pretty strong bullish divergence. Would have given you a nice opportunity to enter into a long scalp. And again, now we're just still in this ranging market, guys. We're in this ranging market until we break bull or bear one way or the other. It's impossible to know, guys. The more I look at it, it's starting to look more like an accumulation zone. I had said that yesterday. If we are going to get a bounce, it could be from this area. And the reason why is because we got the sellers fairly extending themselves. I mean, look at this outlier and selling on this candlestick right here. This candlestick right here, which acts as a reversal. This candlestick here, which was weaker volume, which acted as a little bit of reversal. So look at the strength of the reversal that we were able to get off this candle, and look at the strength of the reversal that we were able to get off this candle relative to the volume that dropped it. So BTC looking pretty okay right now, guys. But again, let's just not get over our skis, guys, because we are trying to now bet against the dominant trend, and we've seen this 3 times already before, guys. Massive volatility down, sideways consolidation, volatility down, sideways consolidation. However, these patterns were all iffy. Like we clearly formed a bullish pennant or a bearish pennant right there. In this last movement down, we formed a bullish ascending wedge, and now we've got this movement down, and we'll just see, like, do we see a kind of pattern forming? Like, I don't know. I think it would be, I'm not seeing it. And I think charting it out would be hopium. No, that doesn't seem right for me because we're not accounting for anything. This to me looks like a range. It looks like a simple range-bound traded range. And so where are our where are going to be our key supports and resistances? So moving back into that 15-minute time frame, so you guys can see with a little bit more clarity. Clearly, we have this level over here that was broken and now it did not even barely act as resistance. It was acting as resistance right here in this accumulation range, really a distribution range before we fell down. And then we consolidated for a little bit on low volatility, moved back up on high volatility, crashed right back down through it. So we don't have anything acting as strong support right now. I would make the case, I'd make the argument that this is probably going to be our support level right here, because we do have this failed breakout of it at this point in time. So 42.74 an area I'll be watching closely, as well as our 46.06, and then above that our 47.53. So those are our fairly important areas, guys. But until then, we are range bound, guys. Now looking at longs and shorts, open interest has fallen off a little bit. We see shorts falling off. We see shorts rising and then just moving sideways. So not a whole lot of rising interest. If we go over to bitcoinity.com and look at the bid ask sum, do we see rising interest? Yes, we do see a little bit of rising interest on Bitcoinity. We see the price moving down, and we see asks. Okay, we see asks rising up, and we see bids rising up a little bit. So that's good. That's indication that there is a little bit of heightened interest here to continue to move the price up, because that means that sellers are going to be pulling their orders higher up the order books, and buyers are going to be pushing their buys higher up the order books. All right, so most likely what I'm expecting to see from here is more of the sideways range chop, and this is exactly the same thing that I had set up here, guys. We were able to take many scalp trades throughout this period. If that's the way that you want to trade, keep your leverage low, no more than 5 to 10x, which is high leverage to me. I think you're more than comfortable. But if you feel confident and you see an area where mostly I'd be doing this on the 5-minute time frame. So you're looking for an area like right here would have been a beautiful area where RSI goes oversold. You get the Fisher crossover right here 2 candles later, and you also are able to, at this point in time, look at your volatility index, your volatility channel index. Your long-term period is blue. Now it's getting light. You want to enter on dark blue, like ideally. So where are your ideal moments to enter into at this point in time? Well, right here would have been a great point. Right here would have been a good low volatility point to enter. Right here would have been a good low volatility point to enter. And where is your bias? You just have to make sure that your directional bias is correct. So why are we entering into let's take an example right here. So let's take this example right here. Why would you be wanting to go long at this point in low volatility? Well, you are at the lower end of your range, and you typically want to short resistance and long support. So it would make sense in the sense to go long on support, and doing so, you would have immediately moved into a period of high volatility and been able to capture this movement. You would have gotten a crossover. You've got a sell signal right here at the top from the Fisher transform and been able to get out on the next area. Also, when you enter into that brief period of low volatility, giving you an excellent exit system. And you would have been able to capture from that movement, entering into this period of low volatility, up to, where did I say? Right about here. All right, well, that's a 1.78 movement. That's a 17% trade on 10x leverage. You just have to make sure that your directional bias is right. And if you would look at your risk to reward ratio on that, well, the way that I do my trailing stops is that I use my ATR 3.5 so that I don't get kicked out. Well, your downside was only 42%. So pretty good low risk change. MMO official. Hey, Apple, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us in Twitch, man. Got to scroll back up to the chat. It's starting to get a little bit crazy. Starting to get just a little bit crazy, guys. Starting to get just a little bit crazy. I don't even have Twitch pulled up on my laptop. Normally I do that. Sorry, guys. I am slipping. And actually, my laptop's dead because I didn't plug it in last night. Guys, last night was a rough night. I chatted with a lot of people last night. It was pretty busy. I just wanted to spend the night kind of researching. So distracted, going over so many things that I wasn't able to provide for you the reliable technical analysis that I'm known for, and I apologize for that. So I'm going to make it up for you today. All right, so looking at Bitcoin, that's what I see. I think we're going to see some more sideways chop, guys, but I want you guys to be prepared. I think the most important thing that I want you to take away from this is this, guys. Look. So here's our 5-minute chart, and we're establishing a very highly volatile range. Now, there are juicy trades to take in here, guys. Juicy trades. You want to be longing support. So actually right now does not look like a horrible opportunity to go long. You've got your RSI is oversold on your 5-minute chart. You've got a crossover on your Fisher transform telling you to the upside. You are in a period of high volatility, so you kind of missed the entry window. Let's see here. You just want to kind of wait this out and wait for an entrance in the low volatility. Now, zooming in on this, you could have potentially gotten your biased entry here, but you would have faced drawdown. So, but if you're looking for confluence, where you're at right here, you're sideways. Are you expecting price to go up? I don't know. You're kind of toward the top of your range here more so. You're more to the top of your range. Now you're here more to the top of your down range, more likely price to move back up. But again, you can also just wait for those higher movements. Again, why don't you, the way I would play it is I would wait for movements toward the bottom of these important support and resistance lines. And if we are unable to break through them, that is a great opportunity to go long from to test the upper bounds of the resistance. So now we see that we are trying to put in another level of support right here. All right. So we're trying to form another level of support right here. So we'll see if this can get broke, because this looks like an area where we're having a dip. We get a move back up, a little bit of consolidation, and then a stop loss hunt down below support to access liquidity, and that allows price to move back up. But again, now we've got this resistance that is forming, just drawing the line of best fit. Right about, I'd say right about here, because this is where the high volume node starts. All right. And we just get a couple failed breakouts of that resistance, but that resistance pretty much holds true, and now it's become stronger, and we get a double tap off of it and then a pullback. But the fact that we dip below this support on a stop loss hunt with long tails, a lot of buyers stepping in to buy this up, that's a good sign to me. That is a good sign to me. So got to maximize my volume all the way out. If somebody's got a better volume indicator for me, that'd be fine, because ever since I started doing the dark mode, it seems that everything's gone to shit. And I don't like it. I constantly have to zoom in and zoom out on my volume to get a good glance at what's going on. Again, sorry guys, I promised that I wasn't going to vape on stream anymore, but it is what it is. Let's see here. Now, what are we looking for? You guys want a price prediction for BTC by the end of 2018? I got it for you right here, baby.
It's over 9,000!
No, I just probably not going to be over 9,000. Here's what I'm seeing, guys. I think that we are going to probably have to, there's two possibilities here. And that's why I'm going to be watching these charts real closely, guys. If we are able to break, let's zoom out to our higher time frames. Let's zoom out to our higher time frames. So we've got our hourly chart right here, okay? If we're able to start breaking above these critical levels of support, then again, I'm looking for us, again, low volume, fairly low volume node here, guys. I want us to get back up and retest at least, at least 5,200. Here's the line that I had drawn right here. So 5,364. This range right here, I want us to come back up and retest these critical areas. Do vape, I do too. Hell yeah, Clips and Plexterfield, I feel you, man. It's my only vice. All right. Let's actually take a long, you know what, I get this backwards, guys. So let's start off with the daily chart. All right, so what do we see here on the daily chart? Man. Come on, volume. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me, Smalls. So again, what do we see here? We actually see, look at this, the initial dump was not high volume. Now listen guys, this could have acted as the reversal candle. I've been talking about this for a long time. Like throughout the entire time that we've been doing this stream and we were moving through this period of boring consolidation, guys, I actually said that we are going to experience a stop loss hunt down to 5,500 to clear out order books and tap into liquidity before we can move higher. Now, unfortunately, what I was not expecting the hash wars to so negatively, that in the market's not exactly your only vice. Hey, that's true, man. That's true. I was not expecting the hash wars to so negatively affect price action, because what did we see? We saw volume. We see falling volume on the decline down. Okay, that's good. But however, once we saw this daily candle that was not able to break above the resistance of the HVN around this area and was just a stop loss hunt up into the low volume node, I was pretty confident price was going to go down. And that's when I told everybody, hey man, we're looking down at 43.86. And if you guys do recall, now I've got so many damn green lines on this chart, but if we do zoom back earlier on my daily chart here, we did hit my price target. My price target was 43.86. Let's see. So that's going to be this one. 43.86 right there was my initial price target, and we did hit that quite beautifully. That was corresponding with previous support and resistance and the top of the HVN, as we see right here, guys. We hit that HVN. We dipped down a little bit below it, reaching a low of 4,100 on Coinbase, I believe. Yeah, so actually on Coinbase, we reached a low of 40.35. So really, in that aspect, fantastic spot right there to buy your dip. Again, I'm always constantly telling people you want to aggressively buy on strong red candles, because at the very least, you're able to take the scalp trade to the upside. All right. So not a bad way to play things. But again, when you're looking for opportunities, and I'll keep this in mind, guys, like I've said this, I've gone on record saying this, like I'm still adding to my spot position tentatively as a dollar cost average investment strategy as we continue to move further down. However, my trading portfolio, I will trade much more tightly. So looking at the 12-hour chart here, there we go. Starting to look a little nicer. Okay. Starting to look a little nicer there for me. So where do we see the massive amount of selling right there? Look at that massive amount of selling, and we're traditionally trying to trade against what retail traders are trying to do, guys. So this is our 12-hour chart. We saw a nice spike in selling right there, right? We saw a big spike in buying right here on this candle, and they got absolutely wrecked. So now we have all these trapped buyers in this region right here, guys. We have all these trapped buyers in this region right here. And this is going to act as strong resistance to get over, because a majority of individuals tried to counter trend trade against the trend. And now that they're so underwater, they're going to be looking to cover as soon as we get back up to this area. So that's why I'm saying like around 500, around 5,000. But we'll see. We've got to start closing these hourly candles above. And so far, it's looking good. We were able to close yesterday's 12-hour candle. We were able to close two 12-hour candles higher than the high. Jay Constant coming in here as the perma bear, man. I'm feeling it, dude. Going down to our 6-hour chart. Do we see anything more interesting? Do we see any kind of divergence? We have a higher high right here, and we have a lower. I'm not seeing any kind of divergence. We see maybe a little bit right here. We have a low. We have a little bit of a lower low, and we do see that kind of weak divergence right there, that bullish divergence. I think it's probably already played out, and we're just gonna have to wait. Here was the massive amount of jump in buying right here selling on these two candles. Lots of shorts entered at that point in time. And now they are underwater, all the shorts that entered underwater at this point in time. Now, are we going to get a short squeeze? If we are able to start moving above 46.06, 47.53, 47.83, then the shorts are probably going to get squeezed, because where would you have your short if you had entered here? Well, your short would probably be above support. Above resistance. So if we are able to come up into this area and close a candle, I think that's going to accelerate price back up, and then we can look to test this previous area of 53.64 before we can start to get up into these areas up here. Again, we're not going to run into massive resistance until about that 55.64 region, actually, because that's where all the trapped buyers that bought in around here are. Why don't you guys just hodl? 4.5K is pretty low. Hodl is one big scam. Listen, man, I'm inclined to disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. And I went over this the other day. So let's delete all our pretty lines. So let's say that you are a long-term investor in BTC. How low do you think it could possibly go? Do you think it could go to 1,000? Let me get rid of this real quick so we can just see clearly. All right. So let's say that you're a long-term investor in BTC and you're looking at this right now. Okay. Well, first off, there's a few things. Obviously, we're coming up on that logarithmic trend line. All right. Where is our... That's just moving average. Oh, my dear Lord, I've got too many indicators on my charts. We get rid of that. And we could probably get rid of that right now. So again, this is something I'm not putting a whole lot of stock in, but we will go ahead and take a look at it. So this is what everybody else is talking about. We've got our moving average. And so where is our 200 period moving average? All right. Below us on the weekly chart. So acting as a magnet right here around 31,154. If we go back to my daily chart and look where I had plotted horizontal support and resistance, let's auto this big baby out and unhide the drawing tools. Where is our next, where was the area where I said that if we go below, you know, after we got 43.86, where are we going to below that? Oh, that baby's right here, and that is at, let's see, show me the money, show me the money. 29.43, 29.31 actually is the level, 29.31. So that's not far away from our 300 period moving average, or excuse me, our 200-day simple moving average on the weekly chart, all right? So again, acting as a magnet to draw price toward that. Let's clear those drawing charts again. Again, we looked at that Bitstamp, ascending trend line. That's about 1,700. So how far could price go? Let's say 1,700, let's say 2,000s. Mick SE80 on Twitch. If you show things hidden under the Justin Wise window we can't see, I apologize for that, sir. I am trying to... You know what I could probably do? Here, let me try something for you, man. Maybe you guys will find this better. Boom. And how about... Boom, I get rid of that. How's that? I look a little bit better? Now you can kind of see a little bit clearer. Now it's just my body in the way. And not the, you know... Okay, cool. I might actually like that a little bit better. Let me know what you guys think. This the OBS stuff is definitely still a work in progress. A wild left price scale appears. Oh God, yes, you're right. Oh man, dude, got my Pokeballs out. Got to catch that thing. So yeah, just bring that to my attention. I'm trying to be cognizant. Of it to make sure that what the poignant stuff that I'm showing is in the middle of the charts. Apologize for that. Let's see here. Damn son, the BFX and bin charts are such a hassle trying to decide bias for trend lines. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a divergence on Bitfinex. You're probably better off just going off Binance for now. I'm still kind of married to Bitfinex, but we'll see how it is. All right, guys, so we've gone over a little bit of price action, looking at horizontal support and resistance, where price is likely to go. Again, just so I can clarify a little bit better for you guys. Look, the weekly candle is continuing to close below weekly candles. This is not looking super good. The weekly candle doesn't look like a strong... I got the cell phone ringing. The weekly candle does not look like it's going to be entering into a strong level of reversal at any point. I still think that there's more pain in here. Here is our next level of consolidation, guys, around that lower $4,000, $3,900 level. You guys get to see a little bit of my personal life. Pardon me just one second. All right, guys. So let's see here. Moving on to the next thing. Yeah. So again, coming back into the daily chart. Again, we've got we're in a pretty tight range bound area, guys. You guys can. I mean, look, a low volume on today's current daily candle. That's all right. A little bit of upside, a little bit of downside. Just be careful out there, guys. I think you can probably safely range trade this and prepare yourself is what I would recommend. Prepare yourself for the movement upwards or downwards, because if we're able to go below, I think 42.60, we're either going to see a more significant stop loss hunt. And if you do see that, see, here's the thing: if you see strong volume and a strong tail, then you can be pretty sure that you can aggressively market buy on that and take that scalp up to the upside. However, guys, I'm going to need to see a breakdown candle before I'm confident in entering the long position, guys, because we just haven't entered into a period of low volatility right now where I would be comfortable in entering into a more long-term short right here. The only way I would be comfortable in entering into that is if we do get a massive volume breakdown candle from this area right here. So piercing below support right here at, like I said, here's the support line at 42.60. If we're able to get below that and it's a strong, huge, strong red full-bodied candle that closes on, let's say, the hourly chart, you can start looking for them on the 15-minute chart, and you're not seeing signs of the buyer step in to buy that up, then that's an area where you can aggressively market short into. Alternatively, if you see the long tail and you see that you see the strong spike in volume with the long tail, that to me looks like a reversal candle, and you can trade it to the upside just as you traded this one. Now again, getting above these levels right here of support and resistance. Let me put my bad boys back on here. Get rid of that moving average. Cool. On the hourly chart, if we are able to get above these levels of support right here, and right now we're at 46.06, and we are able to close an hourly chart or a 30-minute chart above that 55 period moving average, then you're looking pretty good. You're looking at maybe coming into consolidation right around this area right here. If we reject from it, that's all right. You took your 2% scalp, and you should just look to take profits. But then again, if you get the break above after a period of consolidation, you get that break above, well, then you've got some good upside potential, guys. Pretty much all the way up here to our next area of support. So that's a 12% movement. And if you guys are using leverage, these are pretty profitable trades. Thank you for the ringtone. Yes, it is a nice one. It's a default for whatever comes, man. All right, so let's go ahead and go look at boom, boom, boom. Here's our CME futures, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at the commitment of traders, guys, today. So we'll zoom this out. Again, we don't have new data until Friday, but I just wanted to bring this back to your attention. All right. So where are the institutional traders? The top four funds. The top four funds are still overwhelmingly shorting Bitcoin at this point in time, and so this is the shorts percentage held by the top four funds. This is the longs percentage held by the top four funds, and that's a fairly massive difference for these funds. So that's a 54 to 45 ratio. That's almost a 60-40. That's unsustainable. However, we're always trying to trade in the position of institutional traders. Now, this data will get updated on Friday. It's hooked into Quandl, so we will be able to see new data because this has been the same for a while. So we will just be able to see this when this new data becomes available. All right. Let's take a look also here and see what our...
Over 9,000!
Ooh, buy bot trade. Thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. I appreciate it. All right, so what are retail traders doing? Retailers were trading throughout this period right here, and now they're starting to buy back up. They've fallen off a little bit. So let's see. They were selling throughout this entire region right here. Then they started buying, and they were wrong, and price dumped. So what about professional traders? So that's going to be our pink line. Pink line institute. They were buying throughout this entire period, and then they changed their minds and they started selling right here. And we should have been listening to them because price dropped significantly. All right. So no significant new data for that until Friday. But just a reminder for you guys to look at. We are always trying to trade in the direction of institutional traders and not retail. Make sure you guys, if you guys did not check it out yesterday, this information is webhooked from Quandl. And shout out to Bitcoin Trading Challenge Bennett Stein for developing this script. The links, I will go ahead and redrop these links in the restream chat. So there's the Pine script, and this is the information from which it is compiled. Boom. All right, there you guys go. Should be available in the chats. If it's not, scream at me. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at sentiment data for Bitcoin right now. Margin trading sentiment, looking at bull bear income. Okay, so we see that we do have very unprofitable longs, extremely unprofitable longs. They reached a dip in unprofitability right here when a peak in their profitability, and then we were actually able to get a decline, and we had a lot of short positions cover and take profits. So here's the price in USD. And as we can see that when we do get that absolute spike of bulls in absolute full despair mode and bears in absolute luxury eating, caviar mode, price reverses and price is able to move up a little bit, and the income for the bears decreases. And that's because the bears are taking profit. However, all they did was loading their bags again. And here we can see short positions. So we see short positions fall off at that same time that price makes a nice little recovery. And when price makes that nice recovery, short positions peak and price continues to move down. However, it hasn't been as rapid because this was the smartest money This was the smartest money entering into their short positions, moving up, taking their profits. Now this is the less educated retail investors thinking that now this is their opportunity to enter into the short, and price has been fairly flat and sideways. Now our bears still in quite a significant amount of profit, yes, but it's lower. We're experiencing higher lows on bear income. Right now, bear income in USD is about $5.58 billion. Excuse me, $5.58 million, excuse me. That's milli with a M, okay? And we see that the longs have become less profitable, or excuse me, less unprofitable, okay? So typically, again, a cheat sheet is that when we have bulls and strong, when we have bears in strong income and bulls underwater, we're typically going to see the beginning of an uptrend because price likes to move toward liquidity, and shorts are going to want to sell at a profit, and longs are going to want to add to their positions. And that's what we were seeing. That's what we were seeing, guys. If we look at longs and shorts throughout this entire period, we see that, here, let's hide the drawing tools. We see that throughout this entire decline, here's the, so this is the hourly chart. Okay, sorry. So throughout this entire decline, shorts continue to add to their positions. Unfortunately, or excuse me, longs continue to add to their positions throughout this entire period in time because they are underwater and they are re-adding to their position because they were underwater here. A lot of longs were entering up here at the top when institutional money. So retail traders were entering into a long position in this sideways movement, expecting the price was going to break to the upside because we were resting on support. However, they were wrong, and we broke down, and an analysis of institutional money would have told you to do that. A lot of other metrics, but again, most of that's hindsight 2020 from the people that I see talking about that other stuff, the other analysts out there. So let's just keep in mind that as price moves down and longs become unprofitable, longs are going to attempt to add to their positions. We see a spike in longs, and as long as that's happening, we typically look to see a reversal in price. However, this is strong movement, guys. Strong movement, guys. And I know there's lots of conspiracy theories about what's causing this. Is this the hash wars? Is this Craig Wright and Yihan Wu and God forbid, whoever selling their bitcoins to power the electricity costs? I think that there's you can't take that fundamental data out of account, guys. You couple all that with the panic from your retail traders on the sidelines and some of your institutional investors looking to take profits. You also have to take the market crash and the economic conditions that's coming into play. When the market was crashing, Bitcoin was relatively stable throughout that crash, but then it did catch up with us and it hit us much harder, guys. And now we're down about 30% from that previous level of consolidation where we were consolidating. Now, the thing about this, the reason why we could not re-enter into an uptrend is because the bears were just too profitable and continuing to add. However, we reach a level right here where the bears just get too greedy and longs finally capitulate. Price is able to move up and bears look to take profit as well. So bears drop off. Bears are continuing to drop off. Shorts are continuing to drop off as we see right here. That is why we're seeing that going back over here. That's why we see a fall in bear income and we see a rise in the unprofitability. We see a decrease in the unprofitability of long positions. So typically the way this works is that this is going to forestall an uptrend, at least until longs become profitable again, and then the whole situation reverses. This situation right here was able to last for an ungodly long period of time, I think because of the social sentiment driving Bitcoin's price action. All right, taking a look at, let's see here. Retail longs versus shorts. So let's go ahead and take a look over at looking at our shorts and our longs. All right, so here we have, making sure that I have, let's get to that and let's get to that. All right, so here we have, so our longs are going to be green. Okay, that makes sense. Our shorts, all right. And let's go ahead and change this for BTC USD on Bitfinex, I think is going to be better. Okay. So looking at our longs right here, longs on Bitfinex right now did actually capitulate at this point in time, like right near the top. And again, I had talked about this. This was a let's see here. So this is 35 down to 26. So about, yeah, that was a 5,000 Bitcoin position that a whale claimed to keep his net position open and long, and transferred it from a leverage trade to a spot trade. So this was not actually capitulation from the majority of the longs. This was just one individual seller. However, we can take that as the psychology of somebody who's interested in looking at the charts. However, we don't know. We don't know what was going on in his life. So, but, you know, so as I was saying yesterday, although we do see the longs drop off, I'm still not seeing that absolute despair and capitulation from the longs. The longs, I think, are still too high for price to be able to move significantly upwards at this point in time. And the shorts have moved down. And I want to see the shorts skyrocket up again. I want to see another movement. I want to see the movement for I want to see another movement like we see here. But as we can see here, although there's a lot of volume, there's not a lot of shorting at this position. What I want to see is something like this, where we see a lot of shorting at this position. This is actually where retail does get it right, rarely. But however, we see a lot of shorting at this position, which is retail getting it wrong, as they often do. So what I would really like to see is a strong capitulation candle down here, breaking below down here as well into this low volume node area, just like we see here. But not only do I want to see strong volume, I also want to see a strong amount of shorting, an outlier like this. If I see that, then I will be fairly confident that we're going to get a fairly strong bounce reversal back up, because that is going to absolutely accelerate the price. There's going to be no shorters left to continue to push the price of the market down. The spot market price is starting to look overextended as well. And yeah, then shorts will have to cover. That will accelerate the rapid price movement up. We start closing above this 55-day period moving average. Then we start breaking through these resistances right here. We're closing above them. We're holding strong. And then we'll see what happens when we get back up here to about 53, 5,200, guys. Whether we get rejected from this period of accumulation, which was once support turned resistance, I'll be comfortable with that. But I want to see us move back up and reject before we move back down to my lower price targets. So going out to the daily chart of that 30 at 29.31, which is where I think we're probably headed to likely next, guys. Just looking at VPVR, there's not a whole lot. We could see a potential stop here. Okay, I'll chart this out for the sake of being a good Christian. There is potential that we see there's a potential that we see a bit of reversal here at 34.54. All right, 34.54. We could potentially see that here because there is a little baby bitch HVN right there. But more likely we come down there, we consolidate, and then continue moving down. And again, guys, we're moving down in this channel, so that level is going to correspond with our top. That's going to be our 236 area of our Fibonacci retracement. And then our lower target is going to correspond, depending on how fast we fall, with our 382. And then potentially, guys, I mean, I am seeing if we just, again, I put more weight on volume and price action than in these chart patterns like, you know, lazy people do. But I just put it up there because it's something for you guys to see and watch. But we do have our 618 Fibonacci retracement here, and probably touching that that's down below 1,000. So I don't even want to think about that right now, guys. Don't even want to think about it right now. No. So looking at our VCI, yep, not a good time to enter. Your last time to enter would have been here. Hopefully your directional bias was to the downside, and you're not getting an exit signal yet on the VCI. The VCI is not telling you that this is a good time for you to exit. Volatility is too high. Volatility is too high, guys. Once this turns blue, then you could potentially look to exit your short, but it is what it is. A lot of shorting right here at this level, again, at the bottom. Not what I like to see. But again, this is what I'm talking about. This is where we might be able to expect a bounce, because look, you get a lot of shorting here on this candle. Okay, again, retail always shorts at the absolute worst time. Now these guys were lucky because price did move sideways, and then you get this. Okay, but that's like very few times that retail traders actually get it right. And now these retail traders are just super excited. Like for real, if you look on crypto Twitter or all over Discord, people are like, oh, I made so much money, like over the past few days. Yeah, you guys got fucking lucky, dude. Because the real way to make money would have been to enter into a short up here in a period of low volatility when you pick your directional bias and then you go with it. Yeah, these people shorting at the bottom, and now see, we again, like this is why I'm just trying to point out, like, retail is stupid. Like they shorted here, like why would you not have shorted here? Okay, you know, your CCI crosses down below your 50 line right here. Even though you're in high volatility, this is letting you know that it's not absolutely insane. and you're still in long-term low volatility, like why would you not enter into here if your directional bias is short? And you can see that nobody did. This is Bitfinex sellers, like nobody did. It's but that's just the mindset of a retail trader, man. Let's see here. Oh, shoot, guys. Okay, so we've been doing this a long time. I'm supposed to be bringing on Gabriel from Project X42. Sorry we went on so long. Let me pull up Gabriel here. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay, cool. All right, guys. So, I'm going to be bringing on Gabriel from Project X32. Going to bring him on for 30 minutes, and then we'll finish off with some requests for the last 20 minutes of the show, guys. So let me get the Zoom call all set up, and while this should just take about 30 seconds, and while we're doing that, we're going to play some. All right, guys, thanks for coming back. Thanks for holding it out, guys. I do have a special guest on today. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to port him in. Get the Zoom box all here, nice and pretty, and boom. Where the heck is it?
over 9,000!
Ah, Yasar, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Okay, that's not the one. That's not the one. There we go. And let's see here. Transform and fit to screen. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's see here, guys. All right, so got Mr. Gabriel from Project X42. And there we go. Absolutely fantastic. And we're just going to minimize that a little bit because he is going to be slightly non-video chatted up today, which is absolutely fine. Let's make sure the audio is working good and change that to properties and get that coming out through my headset so they can be fine. Gabriel, why don't you say hello this morning?
Hey Justin, thanks for the invite, by the way, man.
Hey, no problem, man. Really enjoyed speaking with you. I met you through Your Crypto Daily News. Learned about your project X42 and pretty excited with it. You were, kind of generous to help us out, and yeah, just very excited to hear more about what you got to say, guys. Let me know, guys, in the chat if you guys can hear Gabriel well. If you cannot, then we're just gonna have to light a fire under XRP's price, guys. So, Gabriel, how you doing this morning?
Afternoon, actually, but I'm doing fine. What about you, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. The markets are looking good. We're doing what we're doing, having an exciting show. Got about 100 people watching us across the different platforms right now. Yeah, man. Gabriel, let's just start off super simple, man. Like, who are you? What's your experience in crypto, and why should people care?
Okay, my name's Gabriel. I'm the CEO of X42 Protocol. And by the way, guys, sorry if I sound a little bit weird. I'm doing this dental thing, so apologies for that. X42 is a long time dream of mine. I've been working with crypto for about, I would say, 8 years, more or less. Going on almost 9, actually. First time I actually used Bitcoin, it was about 80 cents, 80 US dollar cents, and Satoshi was still active. So yeah, I have a fairly long history with crypto. I was never a dev until I met a good friend of mine, Dennis, which is our CTO nowadays. And we developed X42 based on the Stratis platform to create some tools that needed to be created so we can go ahead and realize our vision, basically. That's basically it.
Cool, man. So yeah, you guys did build upon the Stratis platform, or use the Stratis platform as inspiration. So did you use their code and fork it and split it, or did you just use their code as an inspiration to write yours from the ground up?
We actually used their code. We didn't fork the platform. We used their base code and heavily changed it.
Okay.
We also added some other ideas on top of it, so it's not a Stratis basically. X42 is a feeless platform, a feeless cryptocurrency, which is proof of stake, and it will support master nodes very soon. So, yeah.
And so, what are the what is the use case for X42? What is the problem you're attempting to solve, and what edge do you think that X42 provides as opposed to anything else that's trying to accomplish the same task?
Actually, we have several use cases. Like I said, X42 is a tool that needed to be created. We needed a platform which would be scalable to create a reputation system, which is something that we haven't touched a whole lot yet, but it's the main reason that X42 has been created. The reputation system is going to work much like a social network, where you can offer your services. Let's say, for instance, Justin, you're a great technical analysis person.
Thank you.
You have a very good history with technical analysis. Inside our reputation system, you'll be able to get tested for how good you actually are inside the platform. And let's say someone needs private tuition and technical analysis, they could hire you without even knowing who you are, just based on your results. So think a mesh of LinkedIn, Facebook, and I don't know, some other quick platform like Twitter, in the same place where you can actually pay for services. That's our vision.
Cool, I like that. So basically, I could broadcast like a trade, and that could be streamed through the blockchain of X42. And if people wanted to take that trade, they would see my reputation as the ability to take winning trades, and then hire me just based off my reputation, provable, not just me talking a good game or spitting a good game, but it would actively track like how successful I am within these particular metrics, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. We are creating a system where which is completely trustless, basically. You'll be able to hire people and get services based on reputation, on things that were actually accomplished, not on just what I'm saying, for instance. But imagine that for pretty much every service.
So you would be able to see like who is the most reputable food provider, who is the most reputable chef, who's the most reputable technical analyst, who's the most reputable developer, coder, penetration tester, for example.
Exactly. And you'll be able to instantly send and receive jobs and basically any product from that person.
So how would that how would it look, if you don't mind me asking? Like, I open up the X42 wallet. Where do I go to see the rankings of individuals for whatever task? I would be able to search and sort by category or job or and then level, or how would that look? How would that work?
It would be somewhat similar to LinkedIn, at least in my conception. We are not completely sure how we're going to do that yet. That's for next year. But I imagine something very much like a character sheet on an RPG, for instance.
Okay.
And answering Joker's question, how is the reputation protected? Basically, you'll be able to take tests over time, and I believe it'd be required by the community itself to maintain a certain rank. It will be very organic, let's say. If you're making bad trades, in your case, let's say Justin, your reputation could climb down, for instance. Or someone that's just starting and is very good at something, that it will go up over time. So it'll be very, very organic, and you'll be rated by other users as well on basically anything that you want and that you don't want, to be honest.
Cool, man. That's fantastic, dude. So okay, so there is built-in protection for the. So would it be difficult for somebody to manipulate their reputation?
Oh yeah, extremely.
So I just want to make sure that you heard me correctly. I asked if it would be. Oh yeah, I asked if it would be difficult to manipulate one's reputation, and you say yes, extremely difficult. Okay, good. And now, so it's a proof of stake coin. What were your desires to go with proof of stake as opposed with proof of work?
We don't believe in mining. Mining extremely wasteful. And the way that we created X42 is actually going to use the computing resources to do stuff. So you'll be able to run dApps on basically any platform that is compatible, of course, with the blockchain. And that processing is going to be utilized to run, well, basically anything that you want, a game or an app or a bot for markets, for instance.
Cool. So what kind of, I mean, listen, we've seen so many dApps like CryptoKitties and other things that, like haven't really spawned out too much. What is the future of dApps and decentralized platforms? Like what do you see the future of things running on X42 to actually provide good beneficial services that the world would need?
The way dApps were made before X42 is extremely I want to say ill fought, but I don't think that's the exact word. I don't think they were properly fought. Because you cannot run a software on a platform that charges fees and expect it to work. It simply won't. For X42, not only you'll be able to run the apps on the main blockchain, but you'll also be able to create side blockchains to process those DApps in certain masternodes. So let's say, Justin, we create a bot for you that you can broadcast all your trades to that bot. And you want to charge for it. You can charge in our vision, of course, it's not ready yet, guys. Bear that in mind. Some things might change. You can charge masternode holders to actually host your bot, and you can give them a percentage of your earnings, for instance. Or you can do the opposite. Masternode holders can charge you to host a DApp. And that DApp is going to be running on a platform that is completely feeless on the main blockchain. You can put fees on side blockchains, or you can use paid services. But that right there solves the problem of scalability, which is something that was really, really bad in ETH, for instance. We all know that. You mentioned Cryptokitties. So
yeah.
We believe we solved that problem. But, well, watch us, observe us. Don't take my word for it.
No, that was always one of my biggest problems with Ethereum. Like, not only the fact that Ethereum kind of had this reputation for taking half-baked, cool technological ideas and buzzwords and slapping them into like ill-thought-out code and pushing it out there with tons of bugs, and that's why we had the DAO hack, the Ethereum Classic split, all these kind of controversies that, you know, like something like Bitcoin never had. You know, I've always had a fairly negative opinion of Ethereum. I think the only reason that people think, you know, have a positive opinion on Ethereum is because it made a lot of them really rich. But yeah, there's a much better way to do it. But the idea about them needing gas to process a transaction to me seemed completely unreasonable, because, you know, like, say for example, you've got all these tokens, but to pass these tokens you have to hold Ethereum. You have to, you know, so you can send gas. Well, you're constantly requiring people to move in and out of currencies, which is another level of difficulty. Like, in spreading mass adoption, it just needs to be simple and one thing. Like, if say I just want Lemonade coin so that I can buy lemonade. Okay, why do I have to hold Ethereum just so that I can send Lemonade coin somewhere? It becomes very, very complicated. And now you're constantly looking at your exchange rates as opposed to Ethereum, because you're looking for the profitability. And so what is Lemonade coin, you know, worth as compared to Ethereum? And now what is Ethereum worth as compared to Bitcoin as opposed to USD? It's a cluster.
Yeah, I completely agree. And by implementing that on a feeless platform, I believe we solved that problem, because everything is going to get processed. It is just a matter of good coding.
Fantastic. And tell us a little bit about the team behind X42. The last time I heard, they were chained in your basement. Have they received their daily food and water?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just checking in on them. But
not yesterday though.
They didn't work hard enough yesterday. Tell me a little bit about you know, and again, you know, I understand a lot of people like to remain you know, I don't want your home address, but where are you guys based out of? Where are you guys located? I know you've got devs all over the world.
Yes, we have people all over. I was born in Brazil. I lived in Norway for a while. Actually, next month I'm going to Sweden, then Estonia, then Iceland, then Germany, I believe. So yeah, I move around a little bit. We have people in the US, we have people in Africa, we have people in India, we have people in South America. Our backgrounds are really, really varied. I can say very little about other people, but I can talk a little bit about myself.
Sure.
Like I said, I am a bit of an old player in crypto. I've seen mountain dogs. I've seen, well, basically everything that happened. Even knowing that I spent like I believe, 2 years away from crypto, around 2013, I believe, 13 maybe. But always loved the idea of crypto. I'm not a coder myself, even though I can read a little bit of code, but I cannot write properly. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something that would change things. I wanted to give tools to people that wanted those tools. A little bit of my background. I am a biomedical scientist. I took a major in biomedical sciences. I have 2 specializations. I was taking a third in Norway, but I moved away from healthcare. I always loved technology. I have a technical course, which is 2 years in computing and security. I'm not sure. What else do you want to know?
Well, that's good, man. We have got so many people that come into the space and create a project, and they have very little relevant background. So I've been very impressed in speaking with you with how well spoken and intelligent you actually are as a human being. So quite impressed with that, man. I really enjoyed our conversations on the YCD Daily News, and every time that I hear you talk, you've got some new fascinating idea. I mean, the last time we talked, we were talking about virtual reality concepts and augmented reality, which I think is definitely the future of humanity at this point in time. And so just really fascinated to see where your brain's at, and also just fascinating to see, guys, there's a lot of projects out there that sound and seem exciting, and they've got all the bells and whistles and this and that, but listen, I've really liked what I've seen from X42. They've got a very active community, a really warm and welcoming Discord, very helpful, good people that I've found in the project. And also, for the traders out there, guys, this coin is on an exchange. It does have some volume. It's got some nice volatility, and it's been good. It's been good lately. It's been a good coin to trade.
Yeah, people are having fun in the markets right now.
Yeah, and actually, not taking much of a hit during this last decline, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Looking,
no.
It's holding up pretty good, actually. It's actually stabilized. So this is just the last week, and we see that the price of the coin opened up the week at about closed at about 11,000 satoshis. Let's see here. Sorry, 1,100. And so
yeah, but it was only at that price because of alt markets hack. So it was a little bit higher before that.
Yeah, it was significantly higher. So if we go back to the monthly chart, yeah, we actually did see a price here. We did have a high of 18,000 satoshis. And actually our most recent high is on this candle of 25,000 satoshis. So that's pretty impressive, guys. And how long have you guys been listed on StartX? Only what? Since September?
Yeah, actually it was the middle of September, I believe.
Yeah, and we had a nice run up, guys. I mean, a fairly significant run up, guys. So yeah. Now, a highly volatile coin, I see that we're down 25.63 cents today. But again, that's nothing for crypto, guys. But just looking at this last week, yeah, you guys have held price pretty good, man. You've held this nice tight trading range very well. So again, new coins, very difficult to do technical analysis on, but we've got buyers coming into the market. Looking down at the order books, let's see here. Yeah, the order books look pretty good.
They looked better before.
That's all right. Once BTC stabilizes and everything will figure itself out, then we'll be good to go, guys. But yeah, if you guys, Gabriel, I know that you got to get running, man. I know that you got a meeting coming up. So where can they find you out? What do you want to plug? Let us know. Let us know where to find you.
Yeah, sure. You can find us at x42.tech. I would advise everyone to join our Discord. We have a very active community. Right now, we are working on implementing some fixes to the network and implementing masternodes until the end of the year. Masternodes are expected to come out, at least for the beta test group, until the 31st of December. This year, of course. Uh, I believe that's it. You can purchase the coin on StartX, but make sure that before you purchase the coin, you take part in our airdrop, which is in our Bitcoin talk forum. You can find our announcement there. I believe that's it.
And I'm going to go ahead and drop a link to the, here we go. Create, invite people, and edit invite link, and generate new link. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and drop an invite link to the Discord in the chat. So there you go, guys. There's an invite to the Discord right there. StartX on, or X42 on StartX, and the X42 website where you can download the wallet and read the white paper.
Yeah. I highly advise everyone to read our white paper. We have a working product right now. We launched with a working product, which is not very common nowadays for some reason. It doesn't make much sense in my opinion, but oh well.
I'll tell you what, too, guys. Gabriel was kind enough to send some X42 so that we can. Gabriel said that we've got 10 X42 for the next 100 subscribers to the premium Discord. We have given away about 200 of those, guys, so we still have about 800 left. So that's about anywhere. I mean, that's pretty good, decent BTC price, guys, depending on what you want to do with them. You can stake your coins. I think that some of the people that I've given them to, they load up the wallet and they can stake them immediately. And right now the block rewards are 20. That's going to probably take about anywhere from 25 to 30 days estimated if you're only staking 10 coins. But that's a triple return on your investment for just leaving your staking wallet open for a month, which is pretty awesome. How often can you triple your return in a month?
Yeah, definitely. Right now we are implementing some fixes to the staking system, so you guys should expect a new version of the wallet fairly soon.
Yep. So, and guys, this stuff is lightning fast. Instant transactions, no fees. I mean, the second he presses that send button, I mean, the money's in the wallet, man. It's insane, dude.
Yeah, it's fairly fast. Gotta thank Dennis for that.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. Anything else before we get back to our good old TA?
No, I believe that was it. Thanks for the opportunity, man. Thanks for the time.
Hey, really appreciated having you on here, man. If you ever want to come back on, let us know. Keep us up to date with all that's going on with X42, guys. Make sure you guys go check out x42.tech. Discord link is in the chat description, as is the exchange to StartX if you guys want to pick some up on that exchange, guys. Gabriel, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope everything is going to work well for you moving forward in the future. Very, very excited about your project.
Okay, cheers, my friend.
Cheers, buddy. All right, guys. So that was Gabriel from X42. Brilliant man. I've really enjoyed talking to him, guys. So let's get back into the business, guys. All right, what are we seeing here with the BTC? Keeping our eyes on the 15-minute chart here. Yep, so we respected that nice horizontal level of support right there, and coming up here on the 15-minute chart, coming up to test that 55 period moving average, we'll be able to make it above it. Now, guys, I also want to keep in mind the strong new level of trend line resistance, which is going to be the top of the downsloping channel that we had charted out a while ago. That is going to potentially act as powerful support and resistance. You can see that it held price here. Price is gapped through, price consolidated here, price gapped through, price bounced off of it twice, and gapped, consolidation, and gap through. All right, so that's an area we're going to be looking for. But essentially right now, below the channel, looking bearish, but above the channel, starting to look more bullish. But again, we are experiencing higher lows here, higher lows, higher lows. We get this nice decline. This looks to me potentially like... Let's see here. All right. So where's that level of support that I had drafted out? Well, that's our 618 retracement around 42.65, guys. Holding that 382. Well, we held the 50% retracement right here. And we'll just see, again, longs are flat. Longs haven't picked up, and longs are still higher. Open interest is not rising. So based on that, I'm expecting to see still continued sideways action movement. Going over to Coin Farm. Going over to Coin Farm online. Let's take a look and see what BitMEX price is doing right now. And we're loading. Let me refresh the page. Ooh, Coin Farm got an upgrade, guys. Look how beautiful this looks, guys. Shorts in the superiority at 50%. Longs at 49.92. So we've got pretty equal. There's only 7 million more open long shorts than longs. And we just had, just in the last 4 minutes, about 6.256 million longs open up. See how far that can push price up, guys. I see they've changed this up just a little bit. Okay, this is interesting. Cool. I like this. So this is 345, 344. So this is still the 1 minute thing. And here's our, okay, so they have updated this since yesterday. So this is interesting. Current price, let's see here, current price 44.52, 44.52, holding that nicely. We've got a pretty big bid wall right down here, but a pretty big sell wall as well, guys. Longs and shorts here. So we can see here, a lot of people wanting to short below support, and a lot of people wanting to long support, guys. So sentiment out on there on BitMEX. That's why I prefer to rely on Bitfinex data. So let's go take a quick look at Bitfinex data, and then we'll look at Ethereum and XRP, and we'll get out of here, guys. So again, hey, just looking at BTC longs and shorts. So shorts is going to be our blue line right here. We do see shorts on the decline as price moves down, and we see the longs have just kind of stabled out and are going flat. And we have to see full long capitulation. I would like to see full long capitulation again, which is why I think that if we are going to experience a bullish reversal is going to require price to probably spike down to a lower level where we see that strong volume, and we also see a strong spike in shorting at the absolute bottom like we saw here. I want to see this spike in shorting, but I would have loved to see that here. I would have loved, if this would have been an outlier in shorting right here, then I would have been fairly confident the price would have moved back up, guys. But this is starting to look more and more, as we look at it, a little bit more bullish, guys, but I just want us to be prepared and hedge against that massive spike back down. Now, depending on how the candle looks when we get down here, if it's going to be a breakdown candle, we'll see that confirmed by volume. If the candle bursts through support and it's a full-bodied candle on high volume with little shorting, or a small amount of shorting like we see right here, then we can be fairly convinced that that is actual breakdown, and we're probably going down to our lower $3,000 levels. But other than that, if we see a reversal candle, like something like we see right here, I would have just liked to see it stronger because we see that was able to bounce the price back up. But we'll see if we can BART our way back up from here, guys. Again, looking at our current support resistances right here at 46.06, 47.53. Once we start to get above that, then we've got this consolidation period to deal with. Not a whole lot of volume right here. Once we get above 48.18, nothing really holding us back from coming back up and testing right now our 5,500 previous level of consolidation. And I really feel it's critical for us to move back up and test some of these levels before we go down. But right now, most likely thing, we see a little bit of range bound action. So again, just note your critical levels of support and resistance here, guys. And when you start to see a strong break above them on high momentum, boom, you can try to take that trade. Alternatively, you can wait for your VCI index to actually move into a period of low volatility and just assume that your directional bias is correct. In this case, my directional bias is probably going to be to the short side if we get our volatility to chill off right here, because I'm expecting that high volatility movement down before we move back up. So this would be a situation where I'd either be taking that speculative short down on probably high leverage, like 10x leverage, down to this area and looking to aggressively exit and enter an aggressive market long at that point in time. Of course, the safer way is to always, as always, wait for confirmation and wait for the charts to speak to you and let the trade come to you. Now I can get this thing off my head. I don't need it anymore. I sound muffled. All right. Going over and taking a look at, I said we'd look at Ethereum, guys. So what is Ethereum doing? Ethereum still very, very tightly round bands on the 60-minute chart, on the 15-minute chart. Do we see the same amount of volatility that we see elsewhere? No, we do not. Let us throw in, because I'm going to be experimenting with it more, Mr. M59's volatility index. Let's see where we were. So we are actually in a period of low volatility, guys. So this is an area where you want to be looking to enter into the market. Now, where is your directional bias? Okay, well, we had a lot of buying occur right here. Oh, the other thing that we need to do is add, starting to run out of can get rid of that one. And we can also add right here. I think this is a pretty powerful indicator for what we're able to do with it. Guess it's not allowing me to. So what if I just look at ETH USD? Would that help? That's weird. Awkward. I guess I'm going to have to work out some of the kinks on that later. Okay, that's fine. I really liked that delta function. And it was, as you can see when we were looking at it on BTC, it was quite indicative, guys. This is showing us when we have a long spike in buys and sells, guys. So this was a lot of selling. And again, that was a fairly good area to sell. And then we're going to be looking for our longs and shorts. If we switch that over, though, so we've got buys and sells, and we've got longs and shorts. See how that looks as a delta. It's a pretty fantastic indicator to play around with, guys. Oh, you poor longs. Yeah, so longs just absolutely drop off the market right here. Where do we see a lot of longing occur? A lot of longing occur at this point in time right here. We see some shorting occur right here. So we're not getting these big significant spikes. Yeah, we get a huge drop in longs here, huge drop in longs here. You have to change the base pair. Yep. The only problem was it wasn't giving me the option to do that. See, I'm not seeing any of the settings right here. I'm not getting any of the settings here as I would like to. So normally, now perhaps if I move this bad boy up, I still don't think that's going to change anything. Yeah, it's not letting me choose base pair, so don't know exactly what the issue. Yeah, see, it is strange. Yeah. So ETH USD, ETH BTC. So we'll just keep it to Bitfinex. Okay. So Ethereum actually, again, moving into the sideways consolidation period, we finally entered into a level of low volatility. Now, where's your directional bias? All right, well, we've had RSI oversold here, RSI oversold here, giving you good entry points to go in. Let's go look at our sentiment data to tell us where we think price is likely to go, looking at Ethereum longs and shorts. All right, so here we have our longs right here. So longs are at an all-time low. Longs finally fell off. I think I've got that right. Excuse me. Let me make sure the shorts are right. Style. Yep. So here's our shorts. Absolutely skyrocketing. Price at an all-time low. Longs low. Short skyrocketing right there. Retail traders have it wrong. I think this is actually an area where we can expect a bounce from Ethereum. Fairly bullish. Let's look at our support, our important levels of support and resistance. Well, what do we got to take out? We've got to knock out this guy right here. We've got to get above this guy right here, and we've got to get above this guy right here, okay? Going below this guy right here, we're going to be looking for a stop loss hunt area, although we could also be expecting a stop loss hunt potentially below this one. Yeah, because there does seem to be some stability right there as well with that previous one. So what could we look to see here, guys? Well, we are on a bit of a down movement right now. Let's look at volume. What does volume confirm? All right, well, we see rising volume on the move back up, declining volume indicating a strong retracement. We get the volume rising again on the movement back up. Get a lot of strong volume right here. And then look, as the price moves down, volume is declining, okay? This is letting me know that this is a retracement and we're most likely going to be moving to the upside. So we've got some resistance to break, 141.07, 149.29. We can get over that guy, looking at coming back to test areas, resistance starting at 155. And yeah, and then we'll just do one thing Satoshi at a time, one resistance level at a time, guys. Range bound between these levels right here. So let's just assume that the worst case scenarios we're going to be range bound. Again, this is a good opportunity to enter. Let's assume that we think we're going to experience a plunge down to the downside. Okay, well, hedge your risk if you're taking a short side trade. For this particular trade, since we do seem to be in a bit of a slump right here, I'm not expecting price to get back up and break above this 55 period moving average, because if we do, most likely price is going to go higher. So where would you set your stop for this trade? Because I do think at some point right here, we're looking at a situation to set up for price to move up and start breaking out of these channels. If I was going to take a short trade expecting a stop loss hunt down to the downside, I'd probably set a fairly tight stop at like 137. If I wanted to be really risky, I mean, I'd go to that local high at 139. It doesn't seem like, what's the risk reward ratio to that? Just to my eye, it does not really look like it. So let's say we're going to be entering here and we're going to be setting our stop here. That means we have to be targeting all the way down here. And that doesn't really look like it to me. It doesn't really look like it. I mean, you can take the trade if you want to, not the kind of trade I'd like to take. It would be easier for me to just set a stop and maybe get a little bit of playoff price, but really I'd prefer to just be patient and wait for that setup where I see that price is most likely going to reverse. And again, that's going to be a return down to this lower area, potentially a down thrust below support, trigger the stops out, see how far price can go, and then probably aggressively market long into that situation, and then have a trailing stop as we move up until we start hitting key areas of support and resistance, and that's when I will begin probably taking profits. Going over to the YouTube, I don't even have the YouTube chat popped open anymore. I did. I thought I did. Well, hopefully I can see everything. All right, and XRP as always, guys. XRP is starting to look a little scary, but not as scary as I'd like to see. So we do have a pretty massive spike in selling right here, but falling volume as we continue to move down. This does not look like a breakdown candle to me yet. RSI is almost getting into an oversold region right here. You can see that when we did reach into an oversold region right here with another spike in massive selling, we just had a nice brief rally up. So is this a period of distribution? Well, I don't know, guys. The more I look at it, it does not look like a period of distribution. We do have a buying climax right here, an automatic reaction. Price moves up to test supply, and then we get what could be considered a sign of weakness. So again, this is our sign of weakness support level right here. So until we break this, we assume that we're going to maintain to the upside. This is looking at the 4-hour chart. Then we enter into this low period of volatility. And again, guys, I'm going to be replacing the MACD now with the volatility channel index indicator. Pretty fan of how important this thing is. Big shout out to M59 for doing this, guys. And then we just get this sideways movement. We get this nice movement up where RSI gets oversold, and the Fisher transform also confirms that with a sell signal down. However, we then re-enter into a period of not a good place where you don't want to enter. So far the volatility hasn't cooled out. So for your last positional entry, say your bias was here to the upside, you're still volatility wise, you're not out of the trade. You haven't entered an area where you think that price is going to stable and level off. I mean, of course, you could have stop lost at break even once price moved in your favor. But again, something that I've been saying for a while, above 38 cents, you guys are pretty cool. That's the channel that we've been trading in. Let's go to the daily chart, and we can probably see more of my lines. Now it seems like they've been deleted. Let's go to, oh, the reason why is because I'm looking at the Ripple dollar on Bitfinex. But now I want to show you guys something interesting. XRP BTC on Binance. And we can see just the complete opposite happening on Binance. So on Binance, we look like we're having a hell of a tear. Looking at XRP USDT on Binance, we're seeing the same price action. All right, so the price of Ripple relative to the dollar is struggling, performing a double bottom right here, actually a strong retest of support. A movement down here would not be a good sign, especially on the high volume that we're seeing on this movement down. This actually does look fairly bearish, this very high volume moving down. But if we look at XRP BTC, XRP's price is skyrocketing according to because of Bitcoin's plummeting price. All right, so this does not really this does not really surprise me. This isn't confusing, guys, because look, going back to Ripple USDT price, okay, well, we haven't had that massive plummet that Bitcoin's price has had, so Ripple is just struggling in this distribution area. Let's look at the daily chart and figure out where we're at on our 55 period moving averages. Now, again, we just closed before our 55 period moving average. We wicked up to test it as resistance, guys, and we do have falling volume on this move down according to the tether value, guys, so we could be seeing the beginnings of a little bit movement down. Again, this is our sign of weakness, 38 cents. We really need to break below that before we're starting to look for lower targets, and if we do look for lower targets, then we're going to be looking to enter potentially at a Fibonacci level. However, we've already broken the 618, so the 786 is going to be our 38 cents. If this doesn't hold, then we're going to have to just wait and see how far this baby can go on Binance. Again, it's not a surprise, guys, that Ripple on Bitcoin value is moving up. We're moving up on strong volume. I don't see that buying climax right now. So actually, Ripple BTC price could continue to run, as Ripple price and USDT value and USD value actually could continue to drop. The reason why is because if we go over to our handy dandy tool, something like so let's close this and let's close this. If we go over to Enroid.com. Enroid. And we look at coin correlation, guys, we can see that I've been talking about this for a while, that Bitcoin and XRP are not correlated. They're not negatively correlated, but they're not correlated. So if we go into XRP, so here's Ripple's BTC correlation value. You see the correlation is fairly high, and then it drops down to a negative level, rises up, drops down to a negative level. So right now at this point in time, it is not correlated. It's not negatively correlated, but at this point in time, experiencing BTC's drop, it is not correlated right now whatsoever. Now, what is XRP correlated to? Let's see, what are our higher values? XRP highly correlated with stellar lumens, guys. XRP highly correlated with stellar lumens and Bitcoin gold. So what's been on a tear lately, guys? Bitcoin gold and stellar lumens, guys. So if we go over here and look at the old handy dandy KMD looking like crap chart, let's see, we've got Bitcoin gold, been on a hell of a tear lately. All right, been on a hell of a tear lately, guys. Now, is this an area where you want to enter the retracement? All right, let's look up. We fell below that 786. All right, so let's take a higher time frame. Let's go from the swing low to the swing high. All right, is this something that you want to be entering? We're at the 382 Fibonacci retracement. Seems like we could have some room to go down at that 618, but again, let's look at volume to confirm. Okay, so we've got this big blow off in volume moving up, and we do have some pretty nice volume moving down. However, we have falling volume in this retracement moving up, guys. So again, this is starting to concern me a little bit. This is starting to concern me just a little bit. Starting to concern me just a little bit. So that pop-up left scale, for the love of God, Bitcoin gold right here. Again, didn't want to get dragged down into a full technical analysis, but let's just take this level. Seems fairly important. Again, that's the top of our high volume node. That's where we get into resistance. But again, HVN right here below that, I start to get kind of scared, guys. So we could see the reversal of BTG, and XLM we know has been on a tear upwards as well. So something to keep in mind, is Ripple decoupled from the price of BTC? At this point, yes, it has been for quite a while. So where do I think our XRP BTC is going to go? Well, it looks like we're getting a little overextended, a little over our skis. We've got some selling that took place right here. RSI is oversold. Fisher is giving us our crossover here on the 1 daily chart. Volatility is kind of maxed out. So this to me looks like an area where I would want to take profit. And then we just revisit the situation if we can get a nice healthy retracement down here to our previous support levels. I'd say we probably start looking at 88.31 first. Probably start looking at 88.31 first, and then anywhere from our 618 to our 50% retracement, guys. But yeah, XRP BTC definitely looks like a place I would like to take profit, or at the very least, what I would definitely do, guys, is just go ahead and move your stop loss on up to, well, that's going to be cutting it pretty tight, but I mean, you could move your stop loss right on up to here. But this just looks like a nice area where I want to take profit. And then if you get confirmation that we're getting a nice breakout above, well, then you can go ahead and just buy back in, guys. But yeah, if you've been able to take advantage of this run where you had numerous opportunities to enter, I mean, you had, your RSI get oversold right here, your Fisher transform give you a good sell signal. However, that wouldn't have been the best place to enter. You can see that actually VCI went into low volatility right here, right around this entire range. You see your CCI make a pretty big drop right here, and that to me looks like a great place to enter. Of course, hindsight being 2020, and then price just blows up, guys, and this works over and over and over again. You can see here that when now the long-term volatility hasn't reduced, but your short-term volatility does, your current period volatility does, and again, you've got a good place to enter. You see CCI drop right there, and that to me looks like a fantastic place to enter into the market. So there we have it, guys. We'll head over to the chat real quick, see if I can answer some questions. Not going to be able to get to all of them because there's a whole lot. Braden Gariza, what's up, dude? Watching you from Brazil. Right on, man. Brazil strong. Gabriel was from Brazil. We just had him on, man. Zan Poglajen, thank you for joining with us. John Smith down 30% in 10 weeks. Ooh, man, welcome to crypto, man. Join the Discord. Hopefully we can help alleviate that problem for you. BTC looks scary. Not really scary to me right now. 45 guys watching, 5 likes. We're going to need a like blast right now. Yeah, guys, smash that like button. Highly appreciated, man. Smash that like button 2018 style, folks. If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that sub button to keep up to date when we go live every morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, often in the evenings. If you guys want to get our daily dose of news, make sure to check out Your Crypto Daily News. Red Planet 32 and Johnny Boy Crypto doing a fantastic job of keeping the crypto community up to date on all the latest happenings. Caribbean Crypto Show, hell yeah. Crypto Black Friday, pleased you could join us today. CNVR 0, hey man, we've got the chartist in here, man. CNVR 0, I'd like to see some more of your charts, man. Love to see you in the Discord. Why don't you post some more in there, man? Liking it, bro. Rising wedge on BTC at the 30-minute chart. If it breaks next stop 3K, as I said earlier, 1800 will be the bottom. Digging it, man. Digging that potential, man. So do I see a rising wedge on BTC right now on the 30-minute chart? Yes, you could see a widening wedge, but it just depends on how you want to look at it, I guess. Yeah, if this chart pattern breaks, it's not the last time that we had that right here. We had that ascending wedge and we did break down. We got that bullish divergence right here and price moved up. And then we got that bullish divergence here and price moved up. So we've got a high here and a lower high. All right, no divergence there. And we've got a low here and a lower high here. So, okay, not seeing any divergence here yet. Okay, we've got a low and a low. Well, that might be a little bit of baby divergence, but that looks like hopium to me so far. So again, I don't mind chart patterns when they play out, but they tend to play out in hindsight. But I'd happy to talk with you more about it moving on. Apple, shout out to Altcoin. We only trade with 100x here. Well, that's probably why a lot of you guys are getting wrecked. Gabriel says that in the market's not exactly your only vice. 3K BTC soon. Yep, well, we've charted that potential out. I don't think hodling is a scam. Dump this garbage, Jay Constant said. Not really feeling like that. Who uses crypto in real life besides buying drugs, guns, and hookers? A lot of people did. Actually, a lot of people. I think that's a very negative approach to cryptocurrency. I think a lot of people use cryptocurrency in their everyday lives to do lots of fantastic, wonderful things. I mean, I pay, sometimes I pay people that do tasks for me in BTC just so I can spread adoption. Let's see here. Yeah, Clipston and Plexterfield will keep adding a spot just below the 200 weekly, then stop and wait for the reaction if that breaks on weekly close. God, keep us safe. Yeah, I feel you, man. Justin got that drip. It is all bot algorithms and greedy motherfuckers who drag BTC down. With all these bots since December 2007, there will never be an all-time high again. I don't think you fundamentally understand the markets, my friend. Bot algorithms and greedy motherfuckers are rampant in every market. All human beings react based on greed and self-interest. That's not an ugly thing. That is just how the world works. And we're able to make we're able to make the world move forward once we design systems that are able to tap into individuals' greed and self-interest and use that energy as a way to produce goods and services that actually increase and improve the lives of other individuals. It's called free market capitalism. You might have heard of it. Let's see here. Looks like a bear flag no with lower high and low volatility on this area right here. Lower high. Let's see here. Yeah, this could have been one with a lower high and low volatility. That is potential. Look at VCI shows us that we do have relatively low volatility on that. We did break out of it. However, we have this horizontal support area that we've established now that corresponds to the resistance over here. So again, just waiting for this to get broke down. And then the next level that I'm looking at here is 42.65. And if we start to break down below these areas, that's fine. But again, I'm looking at longs and shorts, guys. Looking at longs and shorts, I'm looking for a potential here for us to get a more significant bounce. However, it's possible that we continue to just keep going back down, guys. You know, I've been doing this for like the last few days, and I was absolutely right about us breaking down from 6,000. I was absolutely right about us breaking down from here, and I was absolutely right about us hitting 4,300, guys. We're in an area right now where nobody fucking knows, dude. I'm watching this price chart every single day, and I'm trying to let you guys know where I think it's going to go. It's very confusing right now, guys, because all this insanity is throwing off a lot of technical indicators. So I'm just trying to use my best judgment in the markets, and tell you guys that, I mean, the easiest way, really what I'm doing is I'm not in position right now. I've still got, well, like I said, I've got 40% left of my short position left to bounce out of, and we'll see where price goes. If we break below these lows on strong volume on a strong breakdown candle, well, I'll probably add to my short and continue riding it down. And if we're able to break above, like on the hourly chart, our 55-day period moving average, and we start breaking above these resistances, I'll probably exit my short and probably look for a potential to enter into a long in a low volatility area. And look for us to finally go back up and test those $5,800 resistances and $5,800 resistances, potentially 6,000 as a resistance. And then I think we do continue to move further down unless things change and we do break above 6,000 and enter into consolidation. And that might be the bull run, but I don't know. It's very easy, guys, for everybody to just think, oh, it's going to go down, the bear market's going to last for years. Like, yes, it could, guys, but the only reason you feel justified, the only reason why it feels easy for you to say that is because price is going down. Nobody was saying price was going to reverse when it was moving up on high volatility, and it's very few rare people who are going to say the price is going to reverse when it's moving down at the same time, and I'm going to be that guy. Jonathan Martinez, dump incoming. Thank you. Possibility. Malicious upload. Thank you very much, Hayden. I appreciate that, man. Hey, Joker. How you doing, man? So glad you could join the stream. Yeah, really, Gabe's an awesome guy, man. Check out Project X42. He's a fantastic individual. M, how are we doing? Mike 500, the code speaks for itself. Absolutely, man. Glad to see you in here again. Join the cult. We have delusional videos every day. Let's see here. Hackers Online app game, a payment system will use X42 in-game. Right on, Mike 500. Let's see. XRP is the new world order. Follow the money, boys. Ika Akbella says it's not time to make a change. It's very hard to predict the change, but that's what I'm trying to do, man. A possibility that XRP flies to $589? No. Vape Nation, guys. Yep, the shills are trying to pump it. I'm definitely having fun trading it. What is the future of XRP? Alt market was hacked, and that's why. Yep, I am just finding that out. Any opinion for Apollo? I will take a look at it real quick. Looked at Bitcoin. Join the Discord, guys. Let's see here. Silver Limey 79, thank you for joining us this morning. Crypto Kibo, how are you doing this morning? They're claiming Tron USD going to make a bull rush. We'll take a look and see. Willie Grow, how are you doing, man? Yes, we are only at the beginning of the crypto market. If you guys have long-term goals, if you're a long-term individual with long-term plans, then you're going to do fine in this bear market. The year 27, what about XRP, though? Seconding XRP opinion, thirding XRP opinion. Guys, I gave you my XRP opinion. I have 5 XRP. Will I make it? Yeah, you'll make it to the deli, Light Yagami. Make it to the deli. Get that light pastrami on rye. All right, I'll look at APL, and then I'm going to go ahead and get offline, guys. I'm going to be active in the Discord today, voice chatting. I've got to do some work getting ready with my family for Thanksgiving today. As always, I apologize when it seems like the markets are the most volatile. I have real-world stuff, but I think the guys are doing fantastic in the Discord, guys. Our mentorship program has been helpful for people that are getting in there and learning how to trade, giving them the tools so that they don't have to have me tell them where price is going to go. I'm fascinated to get into my Discord every single day and see people posting up charts and taking their own trades. That's how we all grow together, guys. You just need a little bit of guidance and support. Bcash SV versus Bcash ABC fundamentals. Fundamentally, they're, you have Bcash SV, which is the original Bcash, which was the split of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Cash ABC, which is the Ethereum split of Bitcoin, which is the fake Bitcoin, which is the split, possibly potential movement over from Bitcoin SV, something like this, that, there. We can talk about it. I've talked about that at length, and it's getting a little bit late in the show, guys. So listen, pay him, Darian, if you want to, I'll write that down. And maybe if you want to hop in the Discord, maybe we can talk about that later today. I'm fine going over that. In a nutshell, ABC wants to enable old. I would enable old Altcoins. BTC isn't centralized. XR Pacific. Basically, Bitcoin Cash ABC wants to enable new opcodes and DSV data signature verify, and the other DSV, which would allow for them to build smart contracts on top of the original 13.0 blockchain. They don't have SegWit. They have they're enabling a secondary protocol level, which is a secondary level on top of Bitcoin ABC protocol, which is called Sveden. Whereas Bitcoin SV wants to raise block sizes all the way up to, I think it's 80, 24, 20, 30, like 82 megabytes or something like that, which is absolutely fantastic. Or excuse me, not fantastic, but absolutely huge. And huge blocks cause problems with other implementations of clients. So yeah, SV is just trying to be like the fastest cash, but with rampant security flaws. And Bitcoin Cash ABC is trying to be Bitcoin Cash with the rampant Ethereum, with the rampant security flaws of Ethereum. John Dunn, thank you for joining us this morning. Hey, John, I'm just about to wrap up, man. I'll be posting in the Discord pretty actively today, so hopefully we can get some good trades, man. And I hope you're doing good, man. All right, so I did say that I would look at one coin real quick, and that's going to be APL BTC. Let's see, Apollo. Is that not on here? If it's not on here, I can't chart it. I don't know anything about Apollo. I've been asked about this Apollo coin before. I don't know if there's a link or Apollo Currency on Twitter. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Look, I'll look over this Twitter thread. I'll put it in my notes. I don't really know anything about it, but Ron Huff joining us from Twitter, man. How are you doing today, dude? We haven't seen you forever, man. I'd love to see you back in the Discord, Ron. Man, give me a call, man. My cell phone number hasn't changed. I'd love to chat with you, man. Hoping everything's doing good. Hey, if Ron is coming back out of the woodworks, guys, it might be time to start buying BTC again, guys. Here he comes. He's coming to stack up the bags, guys. Dump on all you noobs. Ron, good to see you, man. Excited, man. Things are doing really good, man. We've grown a lot. Yeah. Give me a DM in the Discord or hit me up on my cell, man. Love to talk to you and see how things are going, guys. Ron just woke up. Yeah, man. Kind of a late, lazy Wednesday, huh? It's hump day, man. And actually, I'm just getting off the stream. I've been on here for 2 hours today already. So, Ron, if you want to buy it, yeah. Ron, if you want to rewind and watch the show, man, as much as you'd like. We do this every morning now at 11 a.m. CST. Yeah, man. Love to have you in here. Always looking forward to your input, Ron. Highly intelligent guy, guys. Ron is. So I'll take a look at Apollo coin and give you what I think. Give you all the reasons why I think it's probably garbage, but I will. I'll have that information for you moving forward, guys. Just a quick back in with Mr. Bitcoin. All right, guys. Still ranging in consolidation period. Obviously, as you see right here, we got that crossover here where CCI kind of got a little bit of a peak. Fisher Transform would not have given you a sell signal until actually this place right here. You could have taken that speculative scalp short, targeting this level of resistance right here. Now we've got a double tap off this level of support that we've established. Still trading at about that 50% level of our range, guys. And where we at? So again, breaking this level right here of 43. 4386. Yeah, 4386, breaking that level of 4386. Next level we're looking at breaking is 4274, and we're just going to see, guys, if we can hold above this low. Holding above this low will probably cause a lot of long stops to trigger, and we're either going to get a stop loss hunt and a quick reversal of price movement back upwards to test these upper bounds of resistance moving upwards, or we're just going to continue capitulating down further to our lower targets of 3454 or 2931, guys. So stay tuned. Tune back in tomorrow to see if life has evaporated, guys. Now, as always, guys, the most important thing you want to do is point your browser to crackingcryptocurrency.com. This is what you need to do, guys. This is what you need to do. If you support the show, if you like what you see, click join the community on the main page. That's going to bring you right to our Discord, guys. Our Discord is growing every day, more and more. If you want to actually have a community where you can talk to traders, share your chart ideas, get it biased or wrong or making poor investment decisions or poor trading decisions, hop in our community. And oh, we got a 4channer from Biz in here. Yeah, your link he's going down, man. I told you guys, man. I told you. We'll take a look at Link tomorrow, man. Make sure to tune in and we'll chart out Link. See if we're gonna get a little bit of a bounce, but it's not looking too healthy right now, man. Just told you guys. We do this every morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, but we do the Discord 24/7, 365, guys. We've got some very good experienced traders in there. We're working on some really exciting projects right now, so we do have the Signal bot system that will be completed by the end of the week. And then we've also got some projects for auto trading bots that you guys will be able to plug in and tie into your API. You can either purchase them with a license fee and do them on your own. We've got 2 separate projects that will be able for that. One is from one is one that we haven't reviewed yet, but the other one is in-house that we'll be making. So there's a couple ways that we'll be able to play with them and implement them. I'll let the other individual speak for his, but I'll speak for ours. You will be able to either tie your APIs into our trade recommendations. So if we make a trade, you can automatically execute a trade, control your risk management, control your position sizing. All that's fine. We won't be able to withdraw or anything like that. But anyways, the bot will just execute based off the data like that. The other way is that you could just purchase the bot and use it and configure it with settings. We will have presets of settings. Say you want to trade off MACD crossovers or Fisher Transform crossovers or EMA crossovers or RSI overbought oversold or volatility. We'll be programming that all into the bot as well. But that's going to be more of a long-term project to get all those kinks worked out. But we should have the basic beta of it done by the end of the week, or excuse me, by the end of the month. If you guys want to keep us on the air, head over to the merch store and pick up some beautiful merch. Scott worked very hard on this. Again, for some reason, I I've got this is my streamer account with Brave browser, and I've pretty much got privacy jacked up to the max, so you're not actually able to see the beautiful t-shirts, caps, backpacks, accessories that we do have available. If you want to keep me on the air and actually support me making this content, please pick up a t-shirt, pick up some merch, or just buy one from somebody that you love. If you guys are interested in boosting your trading skills to the max, thank God for Scott for actually updating this page. He did a fantastic job on this. You can join our cryptocurrency trading services program. We do what all the anonymous random shit posters on Telegram do. Unfortunately, I just like to post out. Go join in the Discord if you want to get a sign for how wrecked all these paid VIP Telegram signals groups are doing. Go look at the posts that I post, because I troll all those as part of market research. And so I'm trying to look to see what the bigger movers and shakers are doing, especially when it comes to altcoins, because altcoins move so volatilely. But when it comes to BitMEX and XBT and XRP and Ethereum, all those Z18 pairs and USD pairs on BitMEX and Deribit, which is where we specialize, they're getting wrecked left and right, wrecked, man. I mean, I have screenshots of it to prove it. Just go join the Discord. Whereas the Cracking Cryptocurrency trading mentorship and premium signals one-on-one program, I mean, we're up 160%, I think, this last week after that last XBT USD short. So doing pretty fantastic, guys. Got stopped out on a ton of alts who didn't, but that's fine. We made up for it with BitMEX, guys. So we ended last month in 300% profit. Ended this month looking to end this month maybe in 200% profit. We'll just see how the next week goes. We're coming up and we're going to be a little busy during Thanksgiving. We always like to give back to the community, so we'll probably be doing a little bit of giveaway and just giving back, guys. But yeah, you'll be able to access premium chat and voice groups. So if you're a VIP subscriber, you can get into the premium VIP voice chat where we can live day trade, go over your positions, talk, do the one-on-one mentorship. We do live stream once a week with our subscribers and work on trading basics and enhancing their skills, risk management. We cover it all, guys. Currently 1 month is $80, 3 months $200, 6 months $350, 7 month or 1 year $700, or if you'd like lifetime, one perpetual deal of $1,000, guys. So if you're interested in that, you can click on these. We'll be adding PayPal payments for this very soon, but otherwise just DM us in the Discord if you are interested. And if you just want to drop us a line, click contact us. You can drop us a line, as always, at contact@crackingcryptocurrency.com, or fill out this form. It'll come right to us. Please leave all comments, questions, concerns, sarcastic remarks, and death threats down in the bottom in the comment section, guys. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're not already subscribed, so you can get notified when we go live every morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time to answer your questions and give you our insights into the market, guys. As always, make sure you go check out Your Crypto Daily News on the YouTubes. Or YCDinfo.hub, I think, hopefully, or YCDhub.info. I'm going to have to memorize that correctly, guys. Make sure you go check out MMO Coin at mmopro.official. And make sure you guys go check out X42 at x42.tech, guys. Thank you for everybody who keeps us on the air and who has supported us today in this stream, guys. That's all for me. You know what time it is. Cue that outro. You beautiful people, trade safely.